and hello to everyone. Before I start, I just would like to say what a pleasure and an honor it's been to be part of this leadership race. There's been a number of debates that I've been a part of with the other leadership candidates, and I must say the field of candidates that we've got are really second to none and really speak highly to this party and to its future, and I just feel like it's been a real honor to be a part of this. So I'd just like to take a second to say thank you to everybody for this process. So I'd like to start by saying, why are we here? It might be that you just really enjoy taking really long drives through Esquimalt and trying to find your way to Royal Roads, or getting lost in the woods like I did on the way here. I think it's because we're all here to change the world. I think this is a party that understands the real severity of the seriousness of the problems that we're facing, and has a vision for what we can be doing about these problems. This is a party of big ideas, but with that comes really big responsibilities. We understand that, that real change is necessary. We're not just talking about Kyoto, we're talking about a reduction of greenhouse gases by 60 or 80% sometime in the really, really near future. So, I mean, the baby steps that are being taken by the other political parties and the talk about the change that's necessary really doesn't even come close to the scale and the scope of the change that's necessary. And this is a party that gets that. So, with our big ideas comes a really big responsibility. We have to tell the truth to the people of British Columbia about the kind of change that's necessary. But the good news is that with these big changes comes real opportunity. We have the opportunity to be a real leader in the world, not just in Canada, but in the entire world. We're here on the gateway to the Pacific. We're here right next to the biggest country in the world in terms of this economic giant that is the United States. And I think British Columbia has this amazing opportunity to be a natural laboratory for renewable energy technology, for the solutions that are necessary, and for building the kind of world that we would really like to see. So the question is, how do we take this awareness that we have now, this new understanding of the challenges we face, this new sort of sense of a concern in the world about climate change and about environmental issues, how do we take that awareness and turn it into action? Or another way to put this is, how is the Green Party going to win seats in the next election? I believe the way that we're going to do that is by building community. Our strength is our membership, our strength is the people that support us. Having just traveled around this province, I can tell you that the members of the Green Party of British Columbia are some of the most amazing people in this province. They're innovative, they're brilliant, they're inspiring, they're really living their values, and I'm really proud to be a part of this group of people. So, I think we need to be a party that's about the politics of empowerment. And fundamentally what that means is seeing ourselves in a slightly different way. I think we have to see this party as a mechanism for social change. We're not just a group of people that has the solutions that's going to impart that knowledge onto the citizens of British Columbia. We need to be a party that is used as a mechanism by the people of this province to actually create the change that's necessary. So I think fundamentally at our core, we need to see ourselves as a party a little bit differently. Now, unfortunately, right now in our province, the status quo has been the so-called left and right fighting over what I would say is the spoils of environmental collapse. It's kind of like two sides of a bargaining table, fighting for maintenance of the status quo. And the reality is that we really need to make changes that are quite large. And if we don't go beyond this sort of left-right, flip-flopping from one side of an ideological divide to the other, and really get to just sort of taking good ideas no matter where they come from and putting them into action, we're not going to get to the solutions that are necessary. We're not going to get to the change that's necessary, and we're not going to be the force that we need to be in this planet. So what does the politics of empowerment really mean? It means empowering communities. It means listening to what the people want, and it means taking action in ways that don't negatively impact communities. So for example, if you look at something like Bill 30, which is our current provincial government's sort of green energy plan, this plan has been implemented in such a way that it actually disempowers people. It takes control out of the hands of local communities. It takes the power away from people. And if you look in Europe and other places where these run-of-the-river power projects have actually worked, it's really about consultation with community. That's what has made the difference. That's what has made these projects work for communities and has actually generated revenue that went back into the community. So I think there's really a convenient truth. And the convenient truth is that a new economy, a green economy, is an economy that will create sustainable wealth, that will create jobs for the future, and will actually give us the ability to be the leaders, to be ahead of the curve, to be ahead of this sort of new industry that's necessary. So, we are at this critical turning point right now, where the citizens of British Columbia can decide, do we want to be part of the solution, or do we want to just continue to be the breadbasket and the source of resources for the rest of the world? Or do we want to be a value-added economy? Do we want to be a place that takes what we've got, this great wealth, this abundance, and actually does something of value with it? Something that we can be proud of, something that will provide jobs for ourselves, and will make sure that those jobs are still there in the future. As the leader of the Green Party, I will passionately use innovative approaches to effectively realize our party's potential. This is a party that could be doing so much, but it really is going to take somebody to inspire our base, to bring out the youth that are our natural supporters, and to really get this party going, to get this party, from where it is now to the place where it really could be, where it can be. And we have a lot to be thankful for. We've had some really, really amazing people who've built this party to what it is. But I think we could go so much further. So I think we need to build on that foundation that people like Adrian Carr and the other people that were involved in building this party to what it is. And we can take that foundation and we can build upon it. So as leader of this party, I will tell you I'll be at the legislature on a regular basis every time anything of consequence is happening there, just like Elizabeth May is doing in Ottawa right now. And to her credit, she's getting more attention to this party than we've ever had. And I will be there and I will be commenting, I will be in the hallways, I'll be in the stairwells, I will be absolutely everywhere in that building, commenting on what's going on until we have seats in that legislature and until we have our own offices, until we have a real presence in the legislature. We can be effective with or without those seats, but it is our goal to get there, and I think the way to do it is to be a credible voice and to be there on a regular basis. So that's job one. But beyond that, I think we need to travel around this province and develop a community plan. We need to actually talk to the people of British Columbia and say, what does ecosystem-based management look like? What do you want the economy of this province to look like? What sort of projects would you like to see in your neck of the woods? Because this is what's not happening right now, right? Like, I think the empowerment that I'm talking about, it's something that people viscerally feel. I think that probably you and I share this with most people in British Columbia, is this feeling of disconnection from their government. You feel like there's all these solutions, there's all these great ideas that are being talked about, but yet somehow there's a disconnect between yourself and your government. And I think we can be a party that changes that. We can actually start a dialogue with the citizens of British Columbia and invite them to the table, get them to be part of the process. This is work that I've been leading towards for my whole life. As a young person, I grew up around progressive politics. As a student, I got very involved in the greening of my college and making it an ethical place and a good place to be. And as a politician, I've debated mayors, I've debated senators, I've debated a whole number of different people, and I've really taken them to task. And I think that's what we need to continue to do, is be a party that points out the failures of our government, points out the failures of the current system, and really highlights what can be done. This is work I've been coming towards for many, many years, and I think there's a lot of issues that really deserve a voice. As I traveled around this province, I can tell you I saw one bad idea after another, after another, after another, whether it was coal bed methane, or the taking of ALR land out of the ALR, or whether it was offshore oil, or it's just the problems in terms of bad projects is so numerous that I don't even know where to start telling you about. But what I can tell you is that there's some great solutions, and there's some great people in this province, and they're just looking for an opportunity and for a voice and for a place where they can feel at home. We need to reach out to the arts community to help us communicate our ideas. We need to use the internet better to communicate with our members and create social networking environments that will give us the opportunity to make the changes that we need. So I just want to leave you with this one thing. I think I am the candidate who will appeal to people's hope and will inspire people into action. And so I'm asking you for your support, because I think together anything is really possible. So thank you very much.